we're back with another episode.
Welcome to episode 19.
Yep, 19 it is. So I think on this episode we're gonna just capture it all, get caught up until today from the timeline. Thankfully, there was nothing like major that happened since the Tampa incident, which was the last one that was our fault, by the way. Just making it everybody know.
Clear in the air.
Yep, we have done better.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so I think that's where we finished last episode. We had this incident in Tampa. You know, she's been going through school. The whole COVID thing happened. And
School's done good.
School has done good.
Everything's been good with school.
We haven't had no accidents with school.
Actually, there was something happened. I think it was this year. Not so much happened, but I think it was... So she has always had a peanut-free table at school. All the way through school, she's always had a peanut-free table. So now, supposedly, our county, right? Or is it state? I don't know which one it is.
Can't remember.
So now, they still have a table.
But they cannot label it.
But they cannot label it a peanut-free table. It has something to do with HIPAA laws and that stuff.
So that caused a little bit of issues as making sure that she had the table available and nobody else was using it.
Right.
And since it wasn't labeled, I think everybody was using it. So yeah, you're right. That happened like
a couple months ago. Wasn't that long ago?
Yeah, I think not so far, like not at the beginning of the school year, but like not the middle. Like it was fairly close to the beginning of the school year. We spoke with the principal. We spoke with the teachers. We figured it all out, and everything got resolved.
Nothing resolved
like
pretty quickly.
Nothing like we said major or nothing. There was another incident that happened. Last year, 2 years ago.
The ice cream.
With the ice cream. So that one was a mild reaction, a very very mild reaction.
Right.
And that was something that we were not 100% sure. She ate something. We assume, and we still took her to the doctor just because we could not just, because of the experience that we had and all the reaction she had, we just figured it was safe to take her to the emergency, and we did. So for that one, there was a specific brand of ice cream. I cannot remember the brand. Like we said, when we find something, we stick to it, right?
Right.
We don't make changes or whatever. So that was the ice cream she had forever. And then all of a sudden, she had ate of ice cream, right? Like an hour maybe, and then she started complaining of like tummy ache, and it just hurting really bad. And for us, that's one of the
trigger.
symptoms, right? So it's like, okay, so every time she complains of her tummy ache, we go back, okay, what did she eat? Just
kind of retracing her steps.
So we know that she had ate that ice cream. We rechecked the box. It had no allergy warning, like it didn't have no allergen listed
at all. Nothing was listed. Nothing in bold. Nothing in the ingredients.
Of may contain or was made in same equipment or same facility. Nothing like that. So, and then we saw where like the inside of her skin was like red, which is what happens when she's having like a nut reaction.
Peanuts.
So
or tree nuts.
We took her to the doctor, went to the emergency room, and we hang around there.
So did we give Benadryl?
Yeah, we gave Benadryl.
Administer Benadryl. Did not do the epi. Again, did not do the epi because we still wasn't for sure.
We were not 100% sure, and the symptoms weren't like us.
So the definition or the directions on the epi, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. It is if you know she's ingested, you automatically administer the epi. Correct?
If you're not sure, then we can kind of go with the
Yeah.
Benadryl and see how it is. Symptoms, if symptoms go like develop and get worse, yeah, go ahead and administer the epi.
Right.
So, like I said, that incident that happened, um, and that was it. Like I think that was the last thing that has like happened.
Right.
Like when it comes to a reaction or nothing. So everything else in the school has been good. Everything else, been great. Thankfully has been good. And yeah, I don't think nothing major has happened. Trying to remember. I think that was our last scare. I was not one that one was not our fault for sure.
Definitely was not our fault.
And we're not 100% sure either. It was the ice cream, but that was the only thing that it was more that could have had a cross contamination thing, than anything else that she had ate that day.
Right.
We weren't at the hospital for long because we was not 100% sure she had ate it. The symptoms didn't get worse. Nothing. So thankfully everything was good. School has been good. I am a little nervous for middle school.
Yeah.
Because next year is middle school. So it will be a whole new school, whole new principal, whole new teachers. Hopefully she keeps some of her friends that have been with her. But just the way it is, everybody's gonna go different places. But because that's something that I think that has been great. Her girl, being in kindergarten with the same friends.
Yeah.
And just they knowing, they taking care of her. Everything has been great on that aspect. So anytime there's something new, something different, it can be a little scary.
I mean, the best part about it though is she is, so she is old enough to understand. She is old enough to read. She's very aware of her surroundings. Kind of taking that into the school and back to this peanut table. She is, like I said, there's always been a table there for her to have, but she's always been free to choose. And we have left that on her, I'd say the last couple years, right? To where if she is with her friends and she can see what the person is eating right beside of her or to the left or to the right. And if they're eating okay, then Irene will stay right there and then eat with the class at the regular table. Now, if her friend is eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something that she cannot have, she'll get up and then she'll move to the peanut-free table.
And she can also choose some friends that can sit with her on that table.
Right.
Yeah, at the table, so she won't be eating by herself. And like if I were to go eat lunch with her, then I will sit with her at that table.
At the table, right.
With some of her friends. So
yeah,
I think
with her getting older, I think, just tying all that together, I think that's comforting for me. I know maybe it's a little different for a mother, but it is comforting for me.
So I think I know what you meaning by that, and it's like I think because she has always had that allergy, she has grown up with it. She knows that she has it. She knows now. She can remember what happens if she eats something, so she's cautious. But still, we like I tried. And maybe it's a mom thing, right? That I'm always gonna be worried regardless because
I mean I worry too. I do.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't, but like maybe I overthink it more.
So you typically are the overthinker in the relationship, most definitely, I think.
So it's like I'm always all these crazy scenarios run through my mind. But I also think that she's more risky sometimes.
Yeah,
like she tries to push to the limits when it comes to her allergies sometimes. Like she's still a kid.
Right.
So
she pushes the limits. So how do I say this? I'm looking for the words to say this right. So I think she pushes the limits when she feels safe. If she
Probably.
is out of her element, she don't push things, I don't think.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, you read all kinds of stories in the
Right.
internet, right? Of how kids that have food allergies, it just takes a second, that one time, and
Absolutely, yeah.
the outcome, it's not great, right?
Right.
So I always think of that, but I do think it has gotten better as she gets older and she understands it. And I think with the past, I don't know, 3 reactions, she's able to remember what happens.
Yeah, very well.
So she,
Because she reminds us sometimes
oh
when we get
yeah,
talking about it, and she'll remind us of, no, I didn't do that. I done this.
or and she's good at reminding us
Well, we messed
where
up
we
too.
messed up too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
that one.
She
And
can be a firecracker.
yep, she would be quick to remind you, but you
Uh-huh.
did this.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I think we are at a good point, I guess, on us still learning, right? I mean, obviously we still learning, we still finding more information,
Oh,
we
yeah.
still we constantly wanting to know more and learn more, because unfortunately for her, it's not something that her numbers when it comes to allergies is not something that has gotten better.
No, it hasn't.
As much as we wish that she will grow out of them, I don't know if she ever will.
Right. So I
Because
think a couple years ago, I thought we saw a decline in the numbers in something.
a slight decline, but it
And
was
then we
like,
okay, well, maybe
that
some
gave us
stuff will
hope.
happen. Maybe
God.
we was thinking because puberty's right there now, and it's like maybe with puberty, her body and chemistry and stuff will change, and she'll lose some of her allergies.
I mean, that still might happen. She hasn't
And
gone through puberty.
right.
She's getting closer, but
I still don't think it's going to happen though. Her numbers are so high. The doctors have already told us too that her numbers are. Don't expect.
I'm hopeful. I
I'm
want to
hopeful, too.
keep faith, right? But
Yeah.
like you said, like at one point her numbers did a little bit, but they went down, and that was
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, can you believe it? If she could just outgrow one allergy,
Yeah.
just one, I would prefer the egg, but whatever. Anything, right?
Anything, right.
And then we remember, well, she did outgrow the egg. I mean, the dog allergy. So we, I don't know. I was so hopeful. I was so excited, but I kept reminding myself to not get my hopes up,
Yeah.
and especially not to share it with her in that way, because I didn't want her to.
Get her hopes up either.
I think me and you talked about it, and
Yeah.
I will express it to you more. And when I talked to her, I always said, let's hope so, but we gotta wait and see when they test you again next year. Which is, and then I told her too, I don't want us to get our hopes up and then
Yeah.
nothing happening or whatever. But we just gotta wait, and we wait, and we went back, and her numbers went back up.
Went back up, yeah.
So it's like,
Because we talk about she's a firecracker. She's a force to be reckoned with, But she's something else. But with all that being said, she probably has one of the softest hearts
yes.
around. She can watch a movie and just break into tears like it ain't nothing, So it's a
Even a song.
yeah.
I was translating a song for her and telling her what it was about the other day when we was coming back from dance. Oh my
Right.
gosh, she was just
Crying.
crying.
Yeah. So like I said, she's a force to be reckoned with, but she does have a soft heart too. So
She does. So
we don't need to build our hope up or anything like that. We'll wait till something happens or till we see something and go from there on that.
yeah, I don't know if she will get tested again this year. It's like, if it's just blood work, I'm okay with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we can test her 2-3 times a year if you want to, if it's just blood work. But if we have to do the whole skin test, that's a little bit more traumatic for her, and it just,
So I've never been to one, right? We've
you will
had
be
several,
this if she has to do it
several
again.
conversations
You
about this.
you will go next, and I think we said that every time. But and it's, well, maybe
It's
it
gotten
won't be
worse every time, it seems
yeah,
like.
but I think now that she's older, maybe she won't. I think it will get better.
Maybe.
But I guess what I'm saying is, like, I don't know if she will get tested again this year. It's always up to her allergies, right? They're like, okay, we okay with testing her again, and then I'm okay with testing her again, blood work, right? But if it's not necessary, I don't want them to do the skin test. So I think that's how we talk with the doctor and how we go about it. All right, let's do blood work. Let's see what the blood work says, and then if we need to do the skin test, then we'll discuss it or whatever. But I don't think I think it's been 2 years, or maybe more than 2 years. It has been more than 2 years. Last time, I'm trying to think. Maybe 3-4 years.
Since she's had her last blood test.
Like no skin
Test.
blood work. It was like maybe last year.
Yeah.
But like.
But see, none of the tests either. The blood work ain't conclusive either, correct? So, meaning, so blood work numbers go down, and let's say it shows that she don't have a dog allergy no more. But you do a skin test, and then it breaks out with dander.
I don't know.
You remember there was something about that, because we was talking about this. The last blood work test and skin test she had, which I guess now that you was talking about 4 years ago, 4 years ago.
I don't know, but it's something when they do the blood work that will make them decide if we're gonna do the skin test or not. I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, there's something there. I can't remember what it is.
But I don't know. We'll. I think we have to go back in somewhere March maybe. And we'll talk about it then, discuss it again with her allergies. And like I said, we don't know she will get tested again or not. But yeah, I think that's kind of where we are right now. We're still learning. We're still looking, like when we first find out about her allergies. It still blows my mind that there's not what causes allergies, what causes for kids to have food allergies. Like how, like, and maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe that's a part of something that I don't understand at all. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but it's like, how are you going to tell me you don't know what causes it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's...
we really ain't looked into that lately either.
We haven't, but I think because of the forums and the pages that if there would have been something about it that said, oh, we have figured out what causes food allergy, we would have read it. And you might be right. Maybe it's out there, but it's just crazy, right? That it's just not... Like, it something... there's reason. Stuff that they can test, right? Like if they say my gene and your gene or whatever, and then the kids can develop this or can develop that or whatever.
Yeah. So it's not linked to hereditary issues, right?
Yeah. So from what I remember, it's not. So what is it?
So
what is it related to?
It's not linked to hereditary issues, but if you have a child with allergies, the next child has a higher risk of having food allergies.
Which so how?
So speaking of which, Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for Kansas City, right? His kids have peanut allergies, correct?
Yeah.
Both of them or one of them?
So both of them have food allergies. I want to say both of them have peanut allergy, but I'm not 100% sure.
They just had a new baby.
Yeah.
I wonder if
is that baby?
A he or a she?
It's a God, I just read it. It's a she.
So I wonder if she has food allergies.
I don't know. And then that's the thing. That's not something that they test when you're born.
No, it ain't.
But you know how they test you for all kinds of stuff. Your hearing, your this, your vision.
Yeah.
Allergies is not something
they test for.
Or if that's something they do now and somebody knows, just let us know. Because from what... I mean, Irene, it's 11. That's 11 years since we had a baby. But I don't think so because they didn't do it to Kiki. Kiki didn't have nothing done.
Right. Your sister's.
Yeah, that's my niece. Yeah. Our niece. But yeah, so it stuff like that. It's like, how come with kids, like there's more and more people, and not just kids. I want to say people in
Uh-huh.
general with food allergies. How come there's not
No kind of test.
no kind of test?
Just a quick test.
And if there is, let us know and tell
Um,
us you're wrong. But
top 8 allergens or whatever.
yeah,
Seems like that do. It'd be easy. I mean, they're already collecting blood work. It looks
right.
like they would do that super quick.
And
Test it.
I do know, like,
And I'll tell you, if they had done that for us, it would
yeah,
have been
because
so much relief, so much 3 months of trying to figure out what was wrong with
what's
their
wrong
daughter.
with her? Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and just like, but I think the way they do like introducing foods to babies now, it's different than when we
Yeah.
had Irene. So I know, like, with like uh just like a doctor and stuff in general, like health and all that stuff, they make improvements for a reason. I'm gonna say, right, like just the way they do babies now than even 11 years ago, or even before that, 18 years ago, of how to introduce food or what not to do because they discover it's dangerous or something like that, or
Right.
or babies shouldn't be, because like Kiki, like they're not supposed to feed her anything with salt. That wasn't a thing when Irene was a baby. You know, so like stuff like that. So how come is there's not there isn't something related to food allergies? You know,
That's crazy. So I wonder why. What's the deal with the salt, the sodium, or whatever?
they said I think her kidneys or her liver, babies, something they cannot process all that sodium.
Huh.
Their bodies cannot break it down or something
Uh-huh.
like that. My sister told me about it. Leave a comment because I can't remember what you said. Just stuff like that, you know. So
Right.
how come there's not stuff for food allergies?
Uh-huh.
And
I don't know.
I have seen, since we're talking about all this, some articles and stuff for to cure allergies. There's like a something in California. I will have to go back and reread the thing to be able to talk about it better. Yeah.
So I read something too. This is I don't know, a couple weeks ago. There was a doctor and I can't remember if it was India. I can't remember where it was. And he talks about curing some food allergies. I think mostly, I cannot remember his name. Candace, I talked to Candace about it too, and she was like, well, send me a link, and I never did go back and look. I think a lot of it too is food intolerances. That's what he's talking about curing. I know it talks about getting rid of dairy and getting rid of some other stuff. But he also talks about doing yoga and how that changes body chemistry and stuff. So
That's interesting.
yeah, I read that. I don't know, a month ago. That was it was actually pretty interesting, and I wish I'd have bookmarked it or something. I have to go back and see if I can't find it.
Maybe. But I think last time I asked, there was no cure for it.
So they got
So
a medicine
it's-
now that will help with the symptom.
Yeah. But
That's that
then
new stuff that's
but
coming
then
out.
you read all the side
of
effects. So
side
it's like,
effects.
so,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. And it's crazy because it will help you with the symptoms, right? It will not, from what I understand, it will not prevent you from having a reaction and possibly dying, but might help somewhere somehow. But then you're
Yeah.
gonna deal with all these
So don't it
symptoms.
help
So
with,
it's like,
Epileptic shock or something like that. Epileptic shock. I think that's.
I
What
don't know.
That's what it helps with. Maybe.
Because I read a little bit about it, but then I was like, that is just crazy. I mean, just the side effects and all this stuff is just, it's not even worth it, But, maybe that's something we can go back and reread and look, and then we can talk about it.
We can talk about them.
But, yeah. But I know that we have discovered, like throughout this year's, how to deal with it, how to, make sure Irene is aware, how to making sure that people is aware of it, as in like people who are in her surroundings, friends, teachers, and stuff. And that's something that we're gonna have to do forever.
Yeah,
You know,
she'll
and
have to. Actually, she'll have to do it forever.
yeah, I mean, as she gets older, she'll be the one to have to explain it. And you know, and when, and this is something we're gonna talk about too in another episodes, just the little things that people don't take, right? So we already brought you through this journey, how we found out to where we are right now, right? We have showed you all the bad and the good, our horrible parenting, our
Right.
failures, everything. And then we will go more into details of like cross contamination, like little things that people may not think about, that we have to think about on a day basis. That's that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just, you know, stuff that people were like, well, I never thought about it, like just little things that it's um it's not a habit, but it's like a something that, you know, we have to do or whatever.
Right.
And all the other stuff that people don't think about, especially her growing up, and when it comes to makeup and lotion and all this other stuff. And you know, we have a lot to talk about, but we wanted to make sure that we brought you from
Got
when
through
we
this
found
journey.
out to where we are right now.
Yeah.
You know, so you can just have an idea of our dynamic, of our routine, of our life, how it has
So
been.
I mean, we're pretty much up to date right
yeah,
now.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. From now, we're just gonna go through different topics and
So
different
yeah, we're
things.
pretty much we're up to date. She's 12,
11.
11, about to be 12.
Wow.
About to be 12.
In like 8 months.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, she's 11, almost 12, in another almost a year. Yeah, so I know we have booked another cruise
For April.
for April. I think that's what we're going to talk about in the next episode.
Yeah, because that was a big thing. I think, yeah, that was one of those
Between
big.
Disney World and Disney Cruise Lines, I need to talk about traveling with allergies. And actually, I just answered a question in one of the groups, the Disney groups we're in, because I think she's traveling with a daughter that has food intolerances or dietary restrictions or something like that. And I said, every experience that we've been on or had to do with Disney has been perfect and very comforting. And I can't, this was a couple weeks ago.
I've responded to one too.
Did you? And it was on the cruise line, one of the cruise lines.
One of the ones
I think
that
it's
we're
the one
in.
that's one we're fixing to go on. And
April.
I can't remember if she replied or anything like that, but yeah, I'm excited.
I know, I can't wait.
I think we really should dig into, probably need to do a little research this week and really dig in to the process of how we cruised, especially
Yeah.
her first time.
Yeah, so I think
Who we called, how it started, how it started before we even booked the cruise.
so yeah, so
Then
like,
booking the cruise.
we're
And all
gonna
that. We need to go through a step-by-step detail
of
on
what
that in the
we
next episode.
did, right? Of
Right.
how we experienced it and everything that we learned, that we make sure that we're gonna do it again in April. You know, that we're gonna follow this checklist or whatever when we
So-
go in April.
Yeah. So
And
we
then-
went on 2 cruises so far together. And Disney cruise was awesome. We went on a Royal Caribbean cruise. It was not so great. And we kind of kept our same routine of what we done with Disney, kind of the same way we done with Royal, and it did not turn out the same for us.
Yeah.
Now we're this time in April we're going on a older ship in Disney, so we'll kind of see how that goes also.
Yep.
But I know we're going to kind of go through a whole plan here for y'all for next week, in episode 20, of how we prepared and how we got ready, how we pack, who we talked to, and all that stuff for next episode. Yeah.
But so we're gonna wrap this one up here.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you have watched all the other episodes,
Yeah.
thank you. And share it. And
Please
leave
share
a
it.
comment. Leave any feedback, experiences, anything. Just leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment, like she said. Leave a comment. Talk to us. Please share it. So we've episode 19 so far. I think we got about 10 subscribers now.
I know, a lot. God, we're hitting it big.
Not a lot of views still yet. We still got some episodes out there. We're in the 20 views, 30 views, kind of in that ballpark. If y'all would share it on your Facebook pages, Instagram pages,
And if
with your friends at work. Just share this thing so we can get some more views. We're not making any money off of it. Our goal be to blow up and hit it big.
But our main goal was to share our experience.
That is true. Don't get confused.
I know.
I want to make some money, but I do want to share the experience
But our main,
also.
yeah, just of how it is for somebody with a food allergy,
Yeah.
right? Of how difficult it can be. That, it's just different, right? It's hard.
Right.
It's difficult. And that's what we decided to make it, especially when we started getting into the cruises, because
Yes.
when we tried to find information, there was not many, especially they had to do with food allergies. Yeah, it had something, but dietary restrictions or intolerance, but nothing like allergic reactions. So that's kind of what got us doing this. So, and if there's any questions you have or something that maybe we need to explain better, or that you didn't understand or we confused you, just leave a comment and
Let us know.
and we'll give you more information as much as we can. So thank you. Share, like, subscribe, the whole thing.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye.